RedBeard here to do a movie review at a turtle's pace for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that movie came out like a month ago. Now let me preface this with the fact that I am a huge TMNT fan. I have since I was a little kid, had like all the toys, loved the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I kind of wanted to hold off on seeing the new movie for like the hate train to pass, because there was a whole lot of Michael Bay hate train happening, and the movie got like pretty bad reviews, but I kind of wanted to see it and have an objective perspective of the movie myself. That being said, I was shockingly surprised. I know when it first came out, it was getting really, really bad reviews, but Mike and I went and saw it, and I really kind of liked it. Couple things that I really like. Let me preface it first with saying I really like the new Ninja Turtles designs. I like how their faces look. It didn't bother me that their noses didn't look like the original ones. I completely understand that it's a new concept, it's a new design for the Turtles, so I have no problem with the way they looked. I really liked how Splinter looked too. I thought that was neat. And probably one of the coolest aspects of the movie was the Shredder. So Shredder was actually a really cool dynamic character. He had way more speaking lines, and I really liked the design of his suit. He actually kind of shoots out blades from his hands, and then he can kind of call them back with like this electromagnet thing. I thought that was a really cool touch. It's really hard to not compare him to Megatron. I also really like the dynamic between the brothers. The Turtles have like a really cool kind of rapport. That's why I really like the fact that they changed up their design, because they made them all look very unique, but they really gave them their own personality with like different accessories and stuff like that. And you know, it's 2014 and it's a Michael Bay produced movie, so of course they're going to go over the top and design and do as much as they can to make it look really cool. The action sequences are really good for it being a Michael Bay, again, produced movie. There wasn't a whole lot of explosions and stuff like that, which is great because, you know, it's a movie and they're ninjas. But the CG scenes and the action sequences were done really, really well. You could tell what was going on the entire time, in comparison to maybe like the new Transformers movies, where you're like, I have no clue. Like, there's just explosions and buildings are like being destroyed and shit. Now, there is that in this movie, but it's not as much as, like, say, the Transformers flicks. If you go into it knowing that it's like a movie made for kids, it's way more enjoyable, because I think a lot of people have the misconception, because it is just a high-budget film. I think a lot of people were anticipating the movie being made kind of for older fans and people of the series who've loved it for years. Where some of the things that I don't like about the movie, the script was pretty trite. As a matter of fact, spoiler alert, near the end of it, the Turtles are trying to stop this gas from exploding on top of this tower, which was kind of the exact same plot from the first Amazing Spider-Man. The plot was very trite. I mean, so much to the point that like the villain's like, we're going to pump gas because we're evil. Quite literally, that is kind of almost exactly what they say. It's just like, we're evil, so we're doing this, and the Turtles have to obviously stop them. There's actually a scene where he's like, we're going to take all of the blood out of the Turtles, even if it kills them. Like, okay, thank you for clarifying that. I think he said it like twice, too. He's like, take all their blood, even if it kills them. Again, the movie was kind of written for a much younger audience. Let's talk about Megan Fox's April O'Neil character. First off, she's like a wildly successful reporter in New York, but she doesn't really quite feel like she's made it. Matter of fact, like the first half of the movie, she's like super disappointed where she is in life. Her acting in it was pretty good. I mean, she's kind of the main character other than the Turtles. She probably has way more screen time than anybody else in the movie, which, you know, if you like looking at Megan Fox, is not a terrible thing, so there's that. All in all, if you see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the mindset that it's a movie made for kids, and it's not necessarily just kind of fanfare for people who have been fans of the series, you'll really enjoy it. If you are a lifelong fan like I am, there are a lot of little nods from previous movies and cartoons and things like that. There's a part where Shredder even says, tonight I dine on turtle soup, and I was like, yeah, he said that line. So there's a lot of little nods into it, and I was looking on IMDb, and apparently there was an actor who played Baxter Stockman, Dr. Baxter Stockman, as you might know, as the little flying fly villain guy from the arcade game. So, in summary, I give this a 6 out of 10 beards. I was pleasantly surprised. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it certainly wasn't as awful as people make it up to be. If you like going to a movie and just having eye candy, this movie is perfect for you. Make sure to subscribe and keep watching RedBeard TV. Turtle power! And what constructors are building buildings in New York that have like this gas on the top of antenna? Like some building designer's like, okay, cool, I'm gonna need you to make this super awesome antenna, but you're gonna need to put some poison gas in that. But that's all right. That's gonna cost you a little bit extra, but poison gas, we got your poison gas. And who is making these buildings with poison gas?